Hi everyone. Today I want to talk a little bit about alcohol. So alcohol would be one of the greatest substances that's widely available around the world that can cause the most in terms of health disease risk. So just this year, the U.S. General has released the fact that alcohol is seen now as a carcinogen. So what does that mean? It means cancer causing. So let's look a little bit at some of the stats and what they discussed in terms of what cancers it can be related to. So first, 7 types of cancers. So starting with the mouth, then into the larynx, the throat, and then down into the esophagus. So basically, everything that alcohol is touching in those regions can turn into cancer. Then we go to areas of the breast, and we know that drinking is related, yes, to breast cancer. And then the other 2 are the liver, because remember the liver is detoxifying the alcohol, and also the colon or bowel cancer. So 7 cancers directly linked to drinking alcohol. So why is this happening? So what does alcohol do in the body? It gets turned into something called acetaldehyde, okay? And this is a chemical that damages our DNA. That's pretty important for our cells because what happens with cancer, we get a cell growth and we get the damage of the DNA that happens. So alcohol is causing that. The other thing that alcohol does, it causes oxidative stress. So we hear sometimes about those words. So oxidation means like radicals, like damage within our bodies and inflammation inside our bodies. The third way that alcohol works is it alters hormones. So this is why alcohol is so dangerous really for women, especially when it comes to breast cancer, because alcohol changes the way that estrogen is metabolized inside the body. And then the other way that alcohol works is that it alters absorption so that we're more likely to absorb carcinogens. So the typical is for people that smoke and drink at the same time. So if you're having alcohol and your cigarette, it's going to be more likely that the nicotine and the substances within the cigarettes are going to cause more damage because of the alcohol. So why do I feel I can talk here today about alcohol and discuss this with you? So number 1 is, for many of us, we like to have a few drinks. We like to be social. But last year in April of 2023, April of 2024, I gave up alcohol. So for many, many years, I lived in this beautiful place, this place of Bermuda. It's so much fun in the summer to have a few drinks. And I found that I like to have a glass of wine at night. I would drink 1 or 2 glasses with my meal or as I was getting ready for dinner. And I felt that it did help me to relax. And I always thought, well, alcohol, it's kind of healthy. It can be good for us. It's good for the heart. But then 2 years ago, I had problems with an ovary and I had a large cyst that was growing. And that's when I really started thinking more about alcohol and how it may or may not be serving my body. And so after that surgery and just before, I really cut down on my alcohol consumption, just having, a few drinks on the weekend. But then over the year following that, I found that I really was impacted more and more by alcohol. And being able to have, 2 drinks a day, then I went to 2 or 3 drinks a weekend. And then when I started to bring alcohol in, even occasionally, I found it made me feel very lightheaded. I didn't like the feeling. And so last year, after having a glass of white wine with Easter dinner, I said, I don't want to have alcohol again. And I really feel as health professionals that I want to tell you based on my personal experience, I know that this is not an easy habit for many of you to break or to give up. But when you do, it can actually transform your health. I've had gut issues for many years, and I definitely know that more alcohol impacted it, and my gut feels much better now that I'm not drinking any alcohol at all. Also, from my brain and my attitudes, I realized that my energy is even better than it was before, even with that 1 or 2 glasses of red wine for dinner. So I want you to think about, why are you drinking, number 1? If you are drinking, why are you drinking? So if someone told you that, hey, red wine is good for you and you're drinking it, if that's the only reason, I would say throw away the red wine. You can definitely get resveratrol, which is what's in grapes, from drinking grape juice. You can get it from lots of foods like pomegranates and that sort of thing. But if you're drinking alcohol because you want to be social, then I want you to start thinking about who are the friends that I'm really hanging around with, okay? Because when we start thinking about why we drink, if it's to be social and it's for a party to go out and that we just get drunk because we want to let loose and we want to worry about everything that's going on in our life, that may not be the best use of alcohol in your life. Because the days after drinking, you're going to feel a little bit logy, your system's going to feel run down, maybe you have some brain fog, because that can be the leftover effect of it. So considering, yes, why you are drinking. And then if you think, well, I'm drinking because I really like alcohol. Well, I did too. And my sister and I would joke all the time. We really like the taste of red wine. We like how it relaxes us. But in the end, red wine was not serving me anymore. I also feel that red wine, it can impact hormones. For many women that might be going through the menopause transition, alcohol, in particular red wine, can really contribute to hot flashes that you have at nighttime. So I want you to consider, are you drinking? Why are you drinking? Do you need to have it in your life? If you make the choice to continue drinking, then what is seen as a safe amount? So with the article that just came out from America, the studies show that women should be restricted to having 1 drink a day and men to 2 drinks a day. So those seem like pretty strict guidelines. And they also you're not meant to stack all those drinks on the weekend. So what do we know? So women that have 2 drinks a day, they raise the risk of getting cancer by 5 out of 100 women. Okay? So what does that look like? So the chances of getting something like breast cancer, right now, it's at 11%. So 1 in 10 women have a risk of breast cancer. If you drink 2 drinks a day, you're going to raise that to 15%. So from 11 to 15%. So that's a 4-point increase, right? So think about if you want to have those 2 drinks a day. And for men, we see that drinking alcohol can raise it by 3 out of 100. So 3 extra men out of, sorry, get some overhead sounds here, but 3 out of 100 men will actually get cancers if they're drinking over 2 drinks a day. So consider that in your lifestyle. So then, if you do want to have a drink once in a while, what is a safe amount? A drink a day for a woman with a meal, and for men, 2 drinks a day with food, and it can help you to detoxify a little bit better instead of having that alcohol on an empty stomach. So if you want to share your thoughts on alcohol below, or if you have any questions, please just drop them into the links. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I guess before I leave, I'll tell you that life without alcohol can still be fun. I've switched to Perrier, I've switched to bubbly water, I've switched to a lot of different mocktails that still are fun to enjoy. There's also 0-calorie beers or 0 alcohol beers that are made, and there's even 0 alcohol wine. So there are many options if you want to change things up. Maybe even just consider trying it once in a while to see how you adjust to it. But the goal is that you enjoy your life, but that you're doing things that are contributing to your health along the way. So here we go. To your health. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye for now.